Dave Koehler. That's Koehler. I'm a Democrat, running for re-election in 46 senators.
Okay. What are some of your accomplishments that you've gotten done since you've been in office, and what are some goals that you'd like to get done if you get re-elected?
Well, one accomplishment is on environmental legislation. Last year passed an incentive bill for green hydrogen, so that we take our excess nuclear capacity, which we have more nuclear generators in Illinois than any other state in the union. So we take that and turn it into hydrogen and to use as storage, hydrogen storage form. So that was a big deal. And right now working on a bill which is the low carbon fuel standard, similar to California, Oregon, and Washington, to help. We're in a conversion period now and trying to go from liquid fuels from fossil-based to plant-based. And so that would really engage Illinois agriculture to be able to fulfill the requirements that are going to come onto the airline industry to convert to sustainable aviation fuel. So we've got to decarbonize our industry. We've got to do everything we can to lower our carbon intensity score. So by going to SAF for airlines, there's one big way of doing that, and that all fits right into our biggest industry, which is
Do you support increasing our ability to have more nuclear power plants?
We'll never build big nuclear power plants. They're just not cost effective. But we did change the law last year where we took away the moratorium on nuclear construction, because the next thing that's coming is the SMRs, the small modular reactors. This technology is still about 10 years out, but right now companies and groups are making decisions as to how to use this and where to build it. So we wanted to make sure that they knew that Illinois was open for business. Yes, I support expanding the nuclear fleet, but we're not going to build big ones. We're going to go to smaller ones, and they're going to be used. Industry can use them. They build them in a capsule. Each capsule will generate about 77 megawatts of power. You can have those in groups of 6, 8, 10, 12. You can ramp them up and ramp them down. They're really a much better way to use nuclear. They use their technology as such, this is a layman speaking, but so that they use more of the radioactive material, so there's not much waste.
Yeah, they're way more efficient these days than they used to be. How do you think the Pretrial Fairness Act is working out? We've had it for about a year.
It's working out great. It's doing exactly what we said it was going to do. What we did is we took money out of the equation. And I always use the example that two people are arrested for being violent and beating up their spouse. One's in jail, one's out free. What's the difference? Money. The average stay of a person that couldn't afford bail was 34 days. What that meant under the old system is that they lost their job. And this is before they ever went to trial. This is when they were still presumed innocent. So I think that we made some corrections in it. I think that the places where state's attorneys and law enforcement wanted this to work has worked very well. And I think it's accomplished our goal. Now, what it's also done is it's prevented $140 million of money that was taken out of our poorest communities because that was the bail money, and it's kept that in those communities. So I think this has been a success all the way around. I think you'll see more states going with this.
Are you familiar with the legislation CESA, the Community Emergency Services and Support Act?
Yes.
Yes. Would you, unfortunately, when that got passed, it was an unfunded mandate. Would you be willing to commit to increase funding for those mobile crisis teams so that they can respond to nonviolent, non-criminal mental health?
We need to. This year, let me just give you a warning, this year the budget is going to be tighter than last year. And so we're going to have to make some decisions as to where the priorities are. This is a priority. We've got to fund those crisis teams. That'll be a priority for me, whether the legislature will go on for that matter.
Well, hopefully, CESA got passed unanimously, so hopefully it will. Do you have any proposals for the massive increase in unhoused people and the increase in homeless encampments? A lot of communities are trying to rush to pass anti-encampment ordinances. What at the state level do you think needs to be done to address this?
What we're doing in Peoria, there's a group called Phoenix Community Development. They have just built their third medium-rise facility to house homeless people. This one is now geared towards homeless teens. And
is that out of the old nursing home? Or am I thinking of something else? Okay.
This is downtown Peoria.
Okay.
It's a brand new construction. And what that organization has done is they've gotten federal dollars, they've matched it with state dollars, with IDA funds, and they have built these places, and I've used them as an example for Bloomington and Normal to look and see how they've done it, because we have begun to make a serious dent in the homeless populations in Peoria. What it takes is it takes a plan and it takes resources. And if you have commitment to getting those two things done, you can do it. We can solve this problem, but we have to be intentional.
Now, a lot of municipalities are running to pass anti-encampment ordinances. Do you support that? Those type of things getting passed?
No, I don't think that's the solution. That's a knee-jerk reaction. What we need to do is we need to have available housing for people, and by making people criminals by where they live, that doesn't work. It's like debtor's prison. It's just not a good concept. I understand we have to make sure that that people are not safe, but the solution to that is to provide housing.
Last question. There is a movement to try and lift the ban on rent control, which is a state law, and bring it back to the municipalities so that they can decide. Do you support lifting the ban on rent control?
Not entirely.
Not entirely. Any particular reason why?
I need to look at that more, because housing is a crisis issue right now, and the issue is affordability. Families need to be able to afford where they live, whether it's paying rent or paying a mortgage or whatever. Rent control does help, and I know some communities use that.
Well, they can't in Illinois. You're not allowed to do.
You don't have these in Chicago?
It's a statewide ban, so you cannot have rent control. That's the movement that's trying to get rid of the ban so that local municipalities can make their own decisions. Okay.
No, I support that.
You support getting rid of the ban so that local municipalities.
Local communities should be able to make their decision.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate your time.
All right.